Welcome to the new year, and I'm hoping we have a good one. I really think maybe there's some reason for optimism. I know a lot of people look at Trump and the Trump administration with great trepidation, and I get that. I understand that. I do too. If you ask me why then did I not vote for the one candidate who had a legit chance to beat him, my answer would be because she weren't any better. I think the hope that we have is that maybe those who voted to keep the Democrats in power, recognizing that Harris Biden were very, very bad, but believing that Trump was even worse, will coalesce in a truly class-based economic justice movement. And that's my hope. That's what I'm trying to do here. That's what I'm trying to build at Halitics. That's why I do this. And I'm going to keep doing it for that very, very reason, because I don't think there's any other way we can win. I don't think there's any other way we can build a society where everyone has enough and no one has too much, where we can maintain a sustainable economy and protect and start to perhaps clean up some of the mess that humans have made in the environment. It's a long shot. It's not something that I think is very likely, but I don't know any other thing to do. So that's why I'm here. And, that's what makes this program, I think, ultimately different from every other lefty show on YouTube and that I'm aware of, is that we're consistently promoting a solution, and that solution is a politically based alternative to the Republicrats. Even my buds over Due Distance, and of course they don't know I'm their buddy, but I do like their program, the Due Distance Bros. A lot of times I like it anyway. They're contemptuous. They're openly contemptuous of the Green Party. They don't promote any other solution either. We've seen a lot of protest movements rise up, including climate defiance, true civil disobedience, which I love. But in the end, they've tied their wagon. They've hitched their wagon to the Democratic Party. So we're going in a different direction. We're saying, no, you gotta vote for alternatives. We've gotta unite for the Greens or anything right now but the Republicans. The situation, I always start my programs. I'm going to continue to. Anyone who's been following me, and by the way, again, join, I always say this, click like, click subscribe, and also call me, 240-242-5646. I see there were a couple of messages. I'm going to try to check those messages out, see if anyone had anything to say, because people may call when I'm not live. And if I'm not live, I ain't going to answer. I'm not going to even know you called. I only know you call when you call during the program. And again, that's 240-242-5646. Always get a little bit... first program back, maybe there's going to be a few little glitch moments, so hopefully they don't interfere too terribly. I think the proof that we have to go in a different direction continues to be, if nothing else, the support that the current administration has provided for the Israeli genocide. And obviously, the new administration promises more of the same, and even perhaps worse. I mentioned that when I'm walking around my neighborhood, and I'm grateful for all the good things I have, for how fortunate I am. I thought, and I often do, of people who don't have nearly as much as I do, and who are struggling, who are maybe insecure, housing insecure, maybe food insecure. I don't know any place where things are worse right now than in Gaza. And in the winter, it's obviously an even more terrifying circumstance for the folks living in tent cities. Can't even build a fire for fear that it could attract Israeli bombs. So you see this from yesterday's New York Times. Several people were killed in Israeli airstrike in Jabalia, where the survivors of the Holocaust to date are enduring harsh conditions. I read in today's paper, I don't have the actual clip, today's New York Times, that I believe was the Times, maybe it was somewhere else, 8 dead now of hypothermia in the new year in Gaza because they don't have fuel, they don't have shelter except maybe a tarp over their heads. And that's just not enough, including children. That's what we're supporting. That's what Biden-Harris support. That's what Trump claims is coddling the Palestinian people. So we'll almost certainly get more and worse as the year progresses. I don't know of any better reason to support alternatives, emerging parties. And again, that is what we do here. That is what Halitics is all about, is coming up with a better way, a different way, something that could lead to a better outcome. You can see there, subscribe, please, if you haven't done so yet. Subscribe to Halitics. And by the way, Ari, Happy New Year to you. Happy New Year to all. And I'm hopeful, maybe things will really and truly improve. You can see also I've got your little thumb there, so like as well as subscribe. If you've already subscribed, you can like. And if you've liked but you haven't subscribed, then that's even more what we would ask, because those subscriptions make all the difference. You want to see some moppets here. These are Palestinian children among the wreckage. No child should ever have to endure these conditions. And that sort of sounds like a cliche, right? A platitude. Oh, well, of course, no one should ever, suffer. But this is beyond the pale. This isn't just, the normal, okay, well, into every life some rain must fall. This is a planned and fully supported atrocity by the U.S., by the Israeli military, with the full support of the United States government. So there's some Gaza children yesterday, just in the wreckage. The show isn't only about Israel, isn't only about the crimes of Israel and its victims, or the United States victims, the empire victims. We talk a lot about healthcare, the environment, and we'll get to healthcare later on in this program. But I do open, if you're not familiar with Halitics, if you're new to this program, I open with a discussion of the latest terrible news in Gaza. Yesterday, I believe we have a death count of 28 people killed in the last 24 hours. So that would be as of Wednesday, January 1. Israel taking no break from its attacks. And there you see 28 more killed in the past 24 hours. Tomorrow's going to be a bad day, I'll tell you right now, for the free-for-all, which is what we do on Friday. There have already been a number of attacks on defenseless civilians in Gaza today by Israel. So you'll see when I go live, they'll have a much, even, more deaths, and probably a particularly deadly day in Gaza. So be aware, be mindful of that. Overall death toll now, 45,581. Those are confirmed, and we always caveat that the true count is going to be far higher. It's just, because some bodies haven't been identified, some bodies haven't been found, they're just buried in the rubble. Some people may be missing, but have not yet been determined to be dead. The past week, the week after Christmas, 243 victims killed by Israel.